MIT Mouse Brain Download, the first real memory upload. When memory becomes data and fear becomes a file. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is Uploading Your Mind, a series designed to confront the reality of consciousness technology, not just where it's going, but where it already is. Today, we're diving into one of the most important scientific breakthroughs you've likely never heard about, the first successful memory upload and playback, conducted on mice at MIT. This wasn't just a neuroscience experiment, it was a prototype for digital consciousness control, and it proved something that's been whispered for years. Memories can be stored, activated, and even manufactured externally. Let's walk through what actually happened. At MIT's Pikawa Institute for Learning and Memory, neuroscientist Susumu Tonegawa and his team developed a method to identify and stimulate specific neurons associated with memory. Using a technique called optogenetics, which uses light to control brain cells, they were able to locate the exact group of neurons that fired when a mouse experienced fear. Then, using laser pulses, they reactivated those same neurons, causing the mouse to feel fear again, even in a safe environment. In short, the memory was played back like a file. This wasn't simply a chemical trigger, it was a targeted reactivation of stored experience, proof that memory is not just emotional residue. It's a structured, traceable, programmable event, one that can be extracted from the body's natural recall system and artificially triggered by an external device. But the team didn't stop at replaying memories. They took it further. In a second set of experiments, the researchers implanted a false memory. Mice were placed in a neutral environment and received light-based stimulation tied to the memory of a previous trauma, one they had not experienced in that environment. Later, the mice showed fear responses in the wrong place. The trauma had been assigned to the wrong context. In human terms, they believed something happened that never did. Let that sink in. This isn't metaphor. This is real-time memory reassignment, using light, code, and neural mapping. And while it was performed on rodents, the implications are fully human. Because if memory defines who you are, and memory can be rewritten, then your identity is malleable. This is the true precursor to mind uploading. Because once we can extract memories, label them, store them, and reactivate them on command, we're no longer just dealing with recall. We're dealing with constructs. Memory as a system, as a sequence, as something that can be paused, copied, and transferred. A neural file. And if memories are files, they can be uploaded. This is where the conversation around brain emulation and AI consciousness takes a sharp turn. It's no longer about mimicking your behavior or scanning your voice. It's about retrieving your direct experience, what you felt, what you saw, what you feared, and rebuilding your sense of reality from that code. Now let's consider what happens next. Imagine this research scales up to humans. A small wearable or neural implant begins to map your emotional moments, your joys, your losses, your breakthroughs. It begins to tag those moments with neural markers. Over time, a library of experience is formed. Your inner life becomes a catalog. And then, a company offers to preserve that library for your family, or for your future self, or for your digital twin. What's being preserved exactly? Not just memory, but emotional reaction. The interpretation of the moment, the psychological residue of experience, your worldview. And suddenly, with enough volume, an AI system can stitch those fragments into a working simulation of you. But here's the deeper danger. If memories can be downloaded, they can be edited. If fear can be turned on with a laser, who decides when it gets activated? If comfort can be synthesized, who decides what reality you're kept in? You could be made to feel loyalty to an idea you never believed in, or distrust someone you never met, all through memory manipulation, all through pre-encoded history you didn't choose. This leads to a horrifying question. If someone controls your memory, do they control your mind? We like to think of ourselves as the sum of our choices. But if our memories, our references for decision-making, can be replaced or rewritten, then our choices become programmed responses. You're not choosing. You're reacting to artificial inputs. This is where memory upload and mind hacking merge. Because if you're willing to record and store your life, you need to understand what you're offering. You're offering your narrative engine, your pattern recognizer, the part of your soul that builds meaning from experience. If someone else takes that over, you may still be alive, but you're no longer autonomous. And here's the eerie twist. This isn't theoretical. Companies are already exploring mood tagging, biometric reaction tracking, emotional journaling apps, and neuro-assistive devices that record what matters. All of this is being sold as self-improvement, but underneath it, your emotional infrastructure is being extracted. The MIT mouse experiment wasn't a one-off. It was a blueprint. So what happens when your fear, your joy, your grief, and your love all become readable, clickable, shareable? What happens when memory is no longer sacred, but searchable? And what happens when someone else decides which version of you to activate? Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones. The replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans. The merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SoS School of SoS Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.